Welcome to this premium note. Right now, we're going to completely shift how you interact with artificial intelligence. We're talking about transforming you from a casual, everyday AI user into a strategic AI system designer. Think of this as your professional masterclass in human-machine communication. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a freelancer, or a developer, understanding exactly how AI interprets your instructions, that's literally the ultimate leverage in today's digital economy. It's the core skill that turns basic text into automated workflows, real business systems, and tangible value.
So let's dive right into our curriculum. We'll be covering the illusion of AI intelligence, base, instruct, and thinking models, the science of instruction design, advanced reasoning, and finally monetizing AI.
All right, part one, the illusion of AI intelligence. Let's look at how these systems actually think.
You know, it's the absolute most common assumption we make when we open up a chat window, right? We just assume the AI is listening and understanding us the exact same way a human would. But the reality of how AI interprets our requests, it's completely different from human comprehension. AI doesn't feel intent, it doesn't reason from consciousness, and it definitely doesn't interpret your meaning emotionally. So here's the crucial point to wrap your head around. AI understands patterns first and meaning second. It acts as a highly advanced statistical intelligence engine. When you feed it a prompt, you're not talking to a brain. You're interacting with a massive mathematical probability system. It's basically compressed billions of human text into vectors, and now it's just trying to predict the absolute best sequence of words to follow your input. It's wild when you think about it.
Let's actually break down the transformer architecture to see step-by-step how your prompt is mathematically processed. First up is tokenization. This is where your sentence gets broken down into tiny fragments. Second, embeddings. Those fragments are then converted into numbers or vectors so the machine can actually compute them. Third, and honestly, this is the most important part, is the attention mechanism. The AI mathematically weighs which words in your prompt matter the most. And finally, probability prediction. It generates a response, token by token, calculating the most likely next word. So it's not magic, right? It's just statistics executed at a breathtaking scale. Moving on to part two, base, instruct, and thinking models. Let's figure out exactly which tool to pull from your toolbox. To know exactly which tool to use, I want you to think of these models in three distinct ways: the library, the app, and the operator. A base model? That's like a massive library. It has all the raw knowledge in the world, but absolutely no opinion on how to help you. It just wants to autocomplete text. An instruct model is like an app. It's been specifically tuned to follow your orders and answer questions. And this is actually what you're using about 90% of the time in standard chatbots. But a thinking model? That is like an operator who knows how to use the app. It takes its time, it reasons through complex logic, and it's absolutely perfect for strict constraints and multi-step math.
But you might be wondering, how do we get from a raw base model to a helpful instruct model? Well, developers use something called RLHF, or reinforcement learning from human feedback. Think of this as basically user acceptance testing, but for AI. Humans, or sometimes even strong teacher models, rank the AI's responses. They'll say, okay, A is better than B, which is better than C. The model then updates its internal weights to maximize that reward. It's effectively learning a new behavior, telling itself, hey, when I see a prompt, I shouldn't just autocomplete it. I need to execute it in a way humans actually find helpful.
Okay, part three, the science of instruction design. This is where we really start controlling AI outputs.
Before we even look at prompt structure, just look at this number. Recent research into low training data instruction tuning showed that task-specific models can be trained on less than 0.5% of their original massive data sets, and they actually see a 2% improvement in performance. That is huge. It proves an incredible concept. High-quality instructions will beat sheer data volume every single time. The precision of your instruction matters so much more than just the noise of endless data.
And this brings us to the absolute golden rule of prompt engineering. The clearer and more structured your instruction, the smarter the AI appears. Listen, the quality of your output isn't based on the AI's intelligence, it's based entirely on your instruction intelligence. To get those premium outputs, you have to give it a role. You need to define the exact task, provide the context, specify the exact format you want, and set really strict constraints.
Check out the difference here. Notice how the master prompt eliminates all ambiguity. It explicitly assigns a role, constraints, and an output format. Meanwhile, the bad prompt, explain AI simply, it just leaves the AI guessing at your intent. And when it guesses, it falls back on generic average probabilities. But the master prompt? It forces the AI into a highly specific mathematical lane. It knows exactly what tone to take, what structure to build, and who the audience is. Guys, this is literally the difference between a frustrating AI experience and unlocking a high-leverage business tool.
Next up, Part 4, Advanced Reasoning and Workflows.
When we get into highly complex problems, we use a technique called chain of thought. Thinking models use this chain of thought to essentially mimic human logical sequencing. Instead of jumping straight to an answer, which, let's be honest, is usually what causes the AI to hallucinate or skip crucial logic, we force the model to generate intermediate reasoning tokens. It outlines its plan, gathers data, checks its own work, and only then provides the final answer. It completely prevents those rushed, incorrect conclusions.
By linking these high-quality instructions and reasoning chains together, you move way beyond simple chat. You enter the realm of full AI workflow engineering. Picture this. You take a user input, pass it into an AI engine using a master prompt, integrate that output directly into a tool like Zapier or your CRM, and boom, you automate the final distribution. You aren't just talking to an AI anymore. At this point, you're architecting a completely hands-free automated pipeline.
And finally, Part 5, Monetizing Your AI Knowledge. Let's talk about wealth creation systems.
Understanding instruction design literally unlocks multiple high-income streams, and the opportunities out there right now are just vast. You could freelance as a prompt engineer or a content strategist. You could build and sell digital products like workflow templates and prompt packs, or you could even start an AI automation agency, building custom support bots or marketing pipelines for traditional businesses. You can even use AI to scale your own content monetization on platforms like YouTube or SEO blogs. The sky's the limit here. This right here is the ultimate pipeline I want you to take away from this note. You start by understanding how the machine processes language. Then you use that to extract high-level intelligence through great prompts. Next, you link those prompts into automation. You package that automation into business systems, and finally, those systems ultimately drive wealth creation. It's that simple. Your digital income potential is directly tied to your ability to accurately translate human intent into machine-readable architecture.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. The people who learn how to speak the machine's language, they are the ones who will control the next decade of digital wealth. AI itself isn't the revolution. Your instruction mastery is. You now have the blueprint to understand, build, and monetize these systems. The only question left is, what are you going to build first? Thank you so much for joining me in this premium note, and I absolutely can't wait to see what you design.